Well, we're very excited to play Missouri State. Be a homecoming per se for Coach Petrino. He certainly had us on the map in 10 and 11 with 11 and 10 wins and the Cotton Bowl and certainly the Sugar Bowl. And we're excited to play their team. They have a good football team, undefeated team, and we'll be ready to go. But that'll be about it for today.
Questions, plus press 10. We'll begin with John Bryce of Football Scoop.
Hey, Sam, good to talk to you. I saw your clip yesterday where you addressed being ranked number 10 in the country and the positivity of that. And I wondered if you could elaborate a little bit just on your philosophy and how important it is for you to be positive and upbeat, both with your current players and future players that you're recruiting.
Well, I'd rather be ranked 10. I'd rather be ranked 1, but I'd rather be ranked 10 more than I would 100. And, you know, we're proud of where we are today. That doesn't mean anything about Saturday's game, but we are using it in recruiting, and we're proud of it. Certainly, as long as we continue to do the things that got us to this point, we should play well on Saturdays, and we've talked to our kids about that and addressed it. But I believe if you get that high in recruiting, you ought to use it for recruiting, and so that's what we did.
Next, we'll go to Scotty Bordelon of Whole Hog Sports.
Hey, Sam. Hope you're doing well. I was curious how well you got to know Matt Landers at Georgia and what it's been like being around him on a daily basis as his head coach, or I guess just kind of what he's like behind the scenes.
He's very quiet, business-like personality, mature guy. I didn't know him quite as well. Obviously wasn't his position coach when I was at Georgia, but I knew that he was fast and was a good person. And but our relationship has grown since he's been here. Obviously, have more time to visit with him and talk to him and try to be of help to him. And he's been a joy to have on the team.
Next, we'll go to Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Sam, I wonder what the scouting report is on Jason Shelley, their quarterback, and then maybe more broadly, you know, what they want to do offensively.
Shelley's a good player, can run and pass. Very good player. He's got some good talent around him, you know. Their philosophy, it seemed to me like they want to run the ball. They run the stretch play extremely well. Run inside zone as well, run some counter action. But they're going to stretch the field vertically and, get in 10 personnel, empty personnel, 12 personnel. We have to be ready for all the different personnel groupings and understand what they'd like to do out of them. But he runs the show. Again, very good athlete, can run and has a really good arm. We have to keep him locked up in that pocket. We've got to get to him because if we don't, he's very accurate with the ball and has some really good wideouts.
Next, we'll go to Steve Moulton at WZZN.
Coach, I appreciate the time here this morning. I was hoping you could comment on the growth of Ricky Stromberg there at center and what kind of development you've seen him at the center position for you, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I think Ricky and Coach Kennedy get along real well. I think they trust each other. To see his improvement over the last 2.5 seasons or two seasons, 2 games has been dramatic. I think he'll be a guy that can play in the NFL and he's tough. I think he'll play for a long time, but his knowledge of the game has certainly improved, obviously, as he's gotten older. His physicality very quick off the ball, understands defensive structures, and I really like him. A wonderful, wonderful kid, and certainly glad he's on our team. But he kind of runs that offensive line and has a lot of respect, not only from the coaching staff, but from the players on the team.
Next we'll go to Bob Holt, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Hey, Bob.
Talk about Shelley. He's one of several players from Missouri State that played at FBS schools. I think I read they have 40-some transfers. Not at FBS necessarily, but when you just watch them on film, what do you think of their talent level? They don't seem to be like your run-of-the-mill FBS or FCS team.
No, I think they have really good talent. They've got a wideout from Central Michigan who I think is fantastic. The running back from K-State, Wright, is a really good player. They've obviously Coach Petrino knows how to recruit and knows what he had need-wise and has done an exceptional job of roster management and getting guys on his roster that can play. And you look at them from, junior college, from Minnesota to Kansas State to, wherever they may, Utah State, or wherever they may be coming from. He's done a great job with improving his talent level at Missouri State. And we know they know the experience of playing, D1 ball, and it'll be a challenge for us.
Next we'll go to Tom Murphy.
You've mentioned a couple times how you cross-trained DBs, and it kind of dates to the COVID deal. I'm wondering the payoff from that and how it applies to, your current situation with some guys who've been dinged up, but you're able to fill in and guys can do multiple things.
Well, I think it goes directly to, finding what your athletes can do, how much they can, how fast they can learn. Certainly, when we two-spotted, we moved kids around. We had a combo period in there where if your worst nightmare goes down during the game, who would we put in? How would we practice? I think it's just as important for the coaches to know who they would put in there as the players knowing and feeling confident that they played next to the guy before a Saturday afternoon. So we're very conscious about that in practice. Again, I think we did learn from COVID. We also learned from COVID that don't panic when you have injuries. There's other kids who've been working very hard that can go in and play. And, just as you can't think of a mistake on the field as, well, our starter wouldn't have done that. Well, he might have too, or our starter wouldn't have missed a tackle, or our starter would have covered him better. He may not have and you can't get into that negative thinking. It's got to be positive. You got to believe in the guys that are out there. I think we do a really good job of cross-training. It starts with the ability the kid has and how fast he can pick it up, and the coaching staff. So I think we'll certainly be ready this week as we were last week.
Next we'll go to Blake Topmeyer of the USA Today Network.
Morning, Sam. You were asked about your ranking there in the AP poll, and if I'm not mistaken, you got a vote this year in the coaches poll. So on the topic of rankings, I was curious, do you enjoy that? How do you approach it, and do you do your own voting or hand that task off?
Well, honestly, I don't particularly enjoy it. I know that it needs to be done and been asked to do it. And so I certainly know it's a responsibility, and I take it very seriously. But I have someone that helps me with that, and then I look over it and make sure that that's what I want to go. We changed one last week. It was only one that I disagreed with, and then sent it in. But it is an obligation of mine, and I take it very seriously.
That's going to wrap you up, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Have a great day.